I'm going to start naming guys. You dudes tell us, and Bostick's with us until 9, excuse me. You guys tell me if you think better or worse than Russell Wilson. Patrick Mahomes.
Better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Burrow.
Better.
Jackson.
Better.
Allen.
Better.
Stroud.
Better.
Herbert.
Better.
Tua.
Better. You have to also take into account who he's throwing to.
Right.
And who's calling plays.
That's why Herbert is...
Yep, that's why I paused.
Yeah, I don't feel great about his situation there. Feel a lot better about the coach. Feel better about the offense. I think Ladd McConkey is going to be their number one wide receiver. That doesn't exactly strike fear into your hearts. You know, Tua's got Tyreek Hill and Waddle and the fastest running backs on planet Earth and a hell of a schemer. I feel like if Russell Wilson played for Miami, he'd put up some pretty doggone good statistics.
I agree.
But he doesn't. So I would have to go with Tua. Trevor Lawrence. I'm not a big Lawrence guy.
Turned it over a ton.
I still think he's better.
Me too.
Yep.
So here's the guys I think definitively Russell Wilson is better than. Richardson for Indy.
Yes.
Who I think is basically, he's still a rookie, really. Will Levis.
Yes.
Jacoby Brissett going to start in New England.
Yes.
Gardner Minshew in Vegas.
Yes.
And Bo Nix with the Broncos. Those are the only guys that I would say definitively better than. And I didn't ask you about two guys that I think are up in the air, even though I'm leaning one way on each. Rodgers and Deshaun Watson. Like Rodgers to me is such an unknown, but at last we saw him, he was better than the last version of Russell Wilson we saw.
Rodgers is better. I think Watson at this point is a wash.
Yes.
See, I think Deshaun Watson's worse. Like,
there's something that I'm like pausing with Deshaun Watson. I don't know. Like I'm uncertain.
Deshaun Watson last year had a quarterback rating of 84, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Before that, a completion percentage of 58, 7 touchdowns, 5 picks. He's thrown 14 touchdowns. Oh, thank God he threw 14 and 9 interceptions over the course of the last 2 years. He's either not healthy or he's playing turnover-prone football. And last season, Russell Wilson went, 26-8? I got to give the edge to Russ. He's in a different place. I get that. But it's not like Denver was setting the world on fire with the guys he was throwing the football to.
Right.
So I gots to go with Russell Wilson over Deshaun Watson. In fact, if Russell Wilson played for the Browns and Deshaun Watson did not exist, I would have the Browns as a dark horse potential Super Bowl team. Because I don't think Russ would screw it up. You know they're going to use play action. I think Russ is better right now than Deshaun.
I can get on board with that.
And Deshaun yesterday, how about this? Deshaun yesterday, you love when I do that. How about this? Deshaun Watson said he still views himself as an elite quarterback. Of course he has to feel that way, and of course he has to view himself that way, but for God's sakes, come on now.
This is an interesting question because I think a lot comes down to are the Steelers better than the Browns?
I don't think they are.
Okay, so that's a big question for their season, right? They play them twice. I think the odds-on favorite to win the division is Baltimore, based on what they've done in the past and who they have. Cincinnati's a big question mark. Big question mark.
Are they?
I think so, yeah. I mean, Burrow's been maimed the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Has Jamar Chase practiced yet? Do we have it?
He did.
What color Gatorade did he drink?
He did. Probably orange.
Yep.
But
which is the worst Gatorade flavor. Agreed?
I don't know if it's the worst.
Get the hell out. What's worse?
Side note, nothing better than freshly mixed Gatorade on the sideline versus...
Oh, the fresh stuff?
Oh, it's the best.
I crush it.
There's 38 grams more sugar in each serving.
What, you put the powder in there?
Oh, yeah, extra powder.
It's so good.
They say it's for the electrolytes. Really, it just tastes better.
Oh.
But let me ask you this question.
Callis, orange the worst flavor of Gatorade?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of orange.
Thank you.
Let's dig into this. Who's got the better offensive line, Cleveland or Pittsburgh?
Cleveland.
Who would you rather have? Freiermuth, Pickens, and their receivers, the rest of their receivers, Van Jefferson, Scotty Miller, or Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, and David Njoku?
That.
Browns.
That's why I think Watson, I think it's a wash. I think he's got a better He's got a better cast around him. Better up front. To this point, I haven't seen Arthur Smith call a play in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Better play caller.
Can you agree with this? If you flip-flop Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson.
Yes, and that's a fair comparison.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, who will he be better than in 2024, I have a hard time not factoring in.
He had all those guys last year and sucked.
He did. He played how many games?
Well, if you talk about
Right.
Joe Burrow getting maimed, you got to talk about Deshaun Watson getting maimed.
Chubb also got, his legs taken out.
Yeah.
So, I mean,